Right, good day. New project in today. Bit earlier than scheduled because I'm waiting for supplies and they've not turned up, so I've had to jig things about a bit, and I can't work on the guitars I was going to be working on today. So I'm working on one I was planned for later in the week, and this guitar, again, you all know I work with local bands, gigging bands. It's what I'm all about. And this guitar belongs to one of the guitarists of a band called Incineroar, who you might have heard of, Nottingham metal band, really good band. I already worked on one of Chris Kenny's guitars. I did a fret level on one of his guitars, and this belongs to the other guitarist. I think he's affectionately known as Chuck. His real name's Jason, or first name's Jason, and he's bought me in a Schecter C-1 Blackjack ATX. Nice guitars, in the region of £700, sort of a fair set neck, proper Floyd Rose 1000 model. Seymour Duncan Blackouts. I like these pickups. I've got these same pickups on my Edwards Explorer. Nice active pickups here. Beautiful binding. I love the matte black finish, or satin black finish, with the yellow or gold and black binding. Looks brilliant. I like the eclipses with that on as well. So anyway, it's coming for a complete overhaul. Nice cosmic black tremolo on there. Cosmic black tuners, Hobby Grovers. Yeah, they are. Korean made Schecter as well, not one of the cheaper Chinese made or Indonesia or whatever. Lovely guitars, nice weight to it, solid guitar. A few problems with it. Tremolo arms loose, the electrics need tightening up. There's a few loose pots there which I'll sort out. This is having the full setup, the full bit. Ebony fingerboard as well, should I say. This is having the full bit, so basically it's going to be a strip down, complete strip, and rebuild from the bottom up. Like I say, all the electrics and that'll get check bins. It's going to have a complete setup. Lovely guitar. I've already scooted across the frets with the fret level rocker, or fret rocker. There's only one fret really high, that's 15th fret, so rocking a little bit, so frets don't really need any work. But everything else is going to get sorted. I will go across the frets anyway with the rocker again once I've got the neck set straight. I don't foresee any problems there. I'm going to reset the Floyd Rose up completely from scratch. I'm going to clean that up, strip it, clean it, rebuild it. Get set up from scratch. Obviously the fret's going to have a polish, the neck's going to be oiled. Can't really see any major problems on this. It'll get a good clean. Frets will get cleaned and polished as they do. Get all the grime off the fingerboard, and that's really it. So, you know, no point me yapping on about it. I'm going to actually crack on with it and get it done. It doesn't need anything major like a fret level or anything like that, which is good. It's always good to know that. So we're going to, like I say, it's going to have a full bit. So quite an intensive job. It's going to take a couple of 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Certainly over 2 hours because it's got a Floyd Rose on that. I always charge extra for a Floyd Rose. He actually copped me before I put my prices up, so I'm going to charge him £10 extra for setting the Floyd up. In future it's going to be £15 extra. If you're having a setup, you've got a tremolo on there, it's going to be £15 extra. If you just want your Floyd setup on its own, that'll be 25 quid anyway, so you're saving a tenner. He's also got the old price of the old setup price, so he saved himself some money by coming the day he did. We contacted him this, so bang on. Straight 80 on this, give it the full works, and once I've got it all set up, I'll come back, give you an update, and that'll be that later. So back briefly, little bit of the problem with the tremolo arm on this tremolo. It's hanging loose and rocking. Now it's not now, there's a reason for it not knocking now. I've put a grommet inside here between the threaded part of the collar and the top. On the inside I put a rubber grommet in there, and I knew these would come in handy one day. I got an assortment of, I don't know if you can see in there, I tried to tip these all out all over everywhere. I've got a selection of rubber grommets here. I had them for years. I thought, I bought them years ago because I needed them for one job on one guitar. Anyway, they've been sat in my toolbox, and I've actually used one today. And what I've done is, it'd be easy to explain it this way. Here's one of his other tremolo arms, and if you look here, up inside this collar here, you see this rubber grommet here, look. Now this one is actually split. See it there? Can you see it? It's got split all the way down it. So as you tighten that up, it tightens itself onto the tremolo, and the grommet presses it, and it makes the arm go tight, and it stops it rocking and knocking. This one rocks and knocks. It doesn't now because I've fixed it, but the thing is, that's not the right grommet, so I don't know how long it's going to last. And to loosen it, it's going to loosen the oil lot, and I've listened. That's rocking like a mother. tighten it up, and it's no longer rocking. It's really quite a tight fit, but I don't know how long that grommet I've put on there is going to last. It's already poking out this side. So what I've suggested to Jason is, why don't you just go and buy a new tremolo arm? Because you don't just get the tremolo arm with a Charlotte one. You get a tremolo arm, you get this collar, and you get this bushing underneath. You get the whole shebang. I actually did the same because my Floyd Rose on my Kramer is it's one of the very, very earliest Floyd Rose double locking Floyd Rose tremolos available. It's an actual 1982 model, and it's got mine's just got a push-in arm and a separate bushing. So I went and bought the whole bushing and the whole arm together, and I fitted it onto my vintage Floyd Rose, and it's absolutely brilliant. Pick them up 15 quid delivered on eBay. I've sent Jason the link. I would suggest doing that. I mean, this is not going to hold for now, but we're loosening it and tightening it again. That piece of rubber is going to perish in there. It's not going to last forever. So that's my recommendation. As I say, with these guitars, when you get a full setup, you get everything stripped and rebuilt. This has been off. I've cleaned it up. I've had to alter the intonation on this, I believe on 2 strings, on the D and the A string. Might have been the E, was it the E? Anyway, I've altered and I've pulled these 2 back a little bit because the intonation was slightly out. So the Floyd Rose is set up ready to go back on the guitar. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to dig into the electrics. I'm going to go into there and sort the pots out, blah 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 blah, and I'm going to just check that the tuners are all tight, that these nuts on the top of the tuners are all tight. I'm going to remove and put back in the locking nut, or just make sure the locking nut's tight. It's a top mount one. It's not. I like reverse mounts. Mine are all reverse mounts. This is a top one, so I'm just going to make sure it's all tight. Check everything out, and then I'm going to get on to polishing, cleaning the frets. I'll give them a polish. We'll mineral oil the fingerboard, and then we'll look at getting it all set up. We've got a set of new strings going on here. I do believe he uses a Rotor Sound Blues set, which is the gauge on that is 10 to 52. Quite a heavy set, medium heavy. He has it tuned into D. So that's it. I'm going to carry on again. But my recommendation for the tremolo, you can keep putting rubber. Like, see that one there? Look, it's already starting to perish and come out this side. You know, you can keep replacing them and that, but what a pain. When you come to replacing this, you can do it with the tremolo on the guitar with it already set up. You just get underneath, you undo this screw underneath, this is what holds it in place. And then you take it out, you put the new one in. Really, really easy and simple fix. I would myself go for that, but for whatever reason, these arms don't fit into this collar absolutely tight. You'd have thought they'd have been really, really tight, or a lot tighter. You're relying on a piece of perishable rubber in there, and it's not ideal. Anyway, you know, what can I can only do so much. I've given you my recommendation. It's probably the best thing you can do. No point using this one. This one's got quite a fat grommet in there, lot. But like I say, it's split. It's that. I may could just pull this off. In fact, I should have pulled it off because I'll show you better. It's not even rubber. It's like a plastic kind of affair. So what's the point of that? No, I can't get it off. No, I can't get it off. But anyway, yeah, there it is. There it is, all split. So I don't think you can buy them separate because you won't slip them over. You've got a bit of a knurled thingy. I don't know if you could slip that on. Just get a new one, slip it on. I've looked on the internet, can't find any. So I recommend getting a new arm with complete with the bushing. It's the best option. Just want to mention something that upsets me a little bit on these guitars, and it's these 5-way switches. This is a USA made guitar, retails round about 7,500 quid. I imagine about $1,000 in America, and that is an Alpha brand name. They're about 2 quid. They probably cost about 40p to it. They're about 2 quid. There are much better 5-way switches out there than these crap things. These are the sort of things I avoid when I'm doing electrics in the guitar. I avoid them sort of crappy little things because they're just tin pot rubbish. Made in China, and it's not the Chinese's fault. Don't blame the Chinese. When you're paying 700 notes for a guitar, you want good bits in there. Now I know, again, the pots in there, the small pots. Well, the 25k pots because it's an active circuit in there. I imagine the pots, right, the size of the pots don't really matter as long as they're well made. But these 5-way switches, Come on, give me a break. Get something nice in there, will you? Something solid. Anyway, I fixed one of these, it was just spinning and spinning. It's because it was loose. I've tightened it all up now. I've took all these knobs off. I've tightened everything up, cleaned it all up, cleaned it all up inside. The electrics are done. Floyd Rose has been cleaned up. Everything's been tightened up. So all I've really got to do now on this, get the guitar wipe over. I'm going to get on working on the neck in a minute. So moan's out of the way. I'll blob on. Back soon. And here we are, and we're now getting down to the business end of the setup now. I've done all the little things that need doing, things such as tightening up the strap pins, strap buttons. Both needed tightening, they're both loose. I'm surprised it hasn't lost this. The electrics are all back where they need to be. All the these are all tightened up. I've gone down to this end now. I've removed the nut clamp, locking nut thingamabob there. Tightened that back up, tightened all these nuts on here, and I've gone around the back, checked that these aren't spinning. We did have one spinning. What I do in a situation like that is when they're spinning like that, go and get something like a cocktail stick, cut a piece off, shove it in the hole, put your screw back in. It's going to tighten, it's going to split the cocktail stick, and it's going to spread it out, and it's going to tighten in there, make it off a new thread. So I've done, we're all nice and tight now. Make sure these are all bang on. They are bang on. All of these. So that's it. So all that kind of work, the mechanical work, I've done. I've got it taped up here. Reason being, I'm now using, instead of, I used to use this, and it's good stuff. I still love it. Mineral oil, lemon oil we call it, but it's mineral oil really, especially formulated for guitar necks with a little bit of lemon in there, just give it a nice smell. I use a Dunlop stuff, but I thought I could do this in a spray bottle, and I found one, Kaiser, in a spray bottle. So I use this now, and I can spray it on. So because I'm spraying it on, I don't want to get any all over the body, I just tape up. Low tack 3M Scotch tape there. Use this all the time when I'm doing neck work, fret work or anything. Just stop you digging in anyway. If you need to use a file, it stops you digging into the body or anything. So good stuff. So that's on there just so I can give it a spray, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the gubbin soak in 20 minutes, and then I'll give it a wipe over. This not only nourishes the wood, it also cleans. It can lift all the grime out, and you'd be amazed at how much finger grime there is on guitar necks, and it'll lift it all out. I've got to get all that gunk off. It's disgusting stuff, but this will get it all out. It'll then treat the wood. You should treat your wood at least once a year with stuff like this, because it is going to dry out, and over time if you don't treat it, it's going to crack. You don't want to crack fingerboard, because where's that going to leave you? You know, with me, the most important part of a guitar is your neck and frets. If your neck's not right, the guitar will never be right. If the neck's right, the guitar can always be, well, the guitar will always be bang on. You can fix everything else. Your knackered neck, no good. You've got to have a straight neck. So that's it. Blobbing on with it. I've got, like I said, I've got my nitty gritty to do now. I'm going to do the frets. Got to give them a clean and polish. Going to give a fingerboard a treatment and a clean. Once that's all done, we can then look at getting the Floyd Rose set up again, getting the guitar set up, getting the string stretched, blah 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 blah, and we'll give it a wipe over, and it'll all be ready. So next update, I imagine we're going to be pretty much done. So tune in again later. One thing I didn't mention, getting on with the setup, I say we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're also getting into, now the strings are off, the neck is flattened out, it's completely level. And I've been across with a fret rocker, and there are 5 frets that need leveling, just a little bit, not major, but it is rocking just a little bit. We get any rock, we've got to take it out. There are 5 frets need attention, not major attention, just the tiniest bit of rock. But the good thing about this is, with a complete setup, you get 5 frets levelled, included in the price. It's only when there's more than 5 frets, we start looking beyond what we can really do. We can't really do any more than 5 frets, because every time you alter a fret, the 2 adjacent ones, if you take some off one, the 2 adjacent ones, they're going to react to that leveling, and they might then be out of kilter. So once you get above 5 frets, then we need to be looking at a complete fret level. But luckily this one needs 5 frets looking at, so we're going to crack on with that. I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to go across with the high, just with a flat file, and I'll come back. Once I've flattened them a little, I'll get a crown back in using my hand crowning file. It's not a major job. It's like when you've got something like 5, you can do it in 10-15 minutes. It's not going to take you too long, and like I say, 5 are included, so there's no extra charge on this guitar. It's just going to get the complete, what I'm now calling the intensive setup. I'm doing 2 setups from now on. I'm doing the intensive setup, which is everything, for 75 quid, and I'm doing the player setup, which is basically not so intensive setup, but it gets you played, it gets all the major things done. And that's the player setup's going to be 50 quid, the intensive setup's going to be 75 quid. This is all covered in with 75 quid, but because Jason came to me before I put the prices up Saturday, he gets the old rate of 70 quid. Plus the £10 extra for the tram, so job's a good one. Back soon. Right, I think you can see everything I want to show you here. Now you see we've got a bit of shine on the fingerboard there. It's because I've sprayed it with lemon oil, with mineral oil. But what I'm doing now is taking a notched straight edge, and I'm going to get the neck absolutely level, so when I know it's level, then I can go along and check the frets with the fret rocker to see if we get any rock anywhere. And what we do is we always work on 3 frets at a time, and we place a straight edge on the 3 frets, and if it rocks we know the centre one's high. And we only ever do 3 frets, that's why you've got different lengths, that length, that length, that length and that length, so we can do a whole fingerboard. Now, got my superb T-bar tool, which I always use for altering the truss rod, and all I'm doing is I'm going to just check with this straight edge that I've got the neck absolutely straight. I already have, by the way, and all we do is just give a tiny turn on this either way. That's putting bow in it, so we need to just release that a bit, and once we've got no gaps underneath, which we haven't, we know the neck is absolutely straight. We can check it's absolutely straight by bringing the not straight edge onto frets themselves, and we just see there we've got no gaps anywhere. So now what we're going to do, now we're going to go across with the fret rocker. This was rocking before, it's now straight. So absolutely brilliant. We've got nothing rocking now. So whereas I said before there were 4 rock, this one's rocking slightly. Yeah, that's number 9 I believe. Number 9. 10's okay, 11's okay, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18's rocking, 19, 20, 21's rocking, 22 and 23's okay. So we've got 20, did we say 19, 20, we've got number 9, we've got a water. So we've got 3 rocking, ever so slightly. All I'm going to do is go across with a flat file and recrown. It's not going to take me long at all. I just wanted to show how we actually do that, just to show that you're getting the job done. Because I don't normally film everything I do on a complete setup or on any setup, because I do them that many times. You don't keep filming it every time because your videos become just the same. So there you go, all ready to go on that. I'm now ready to remove the lemon oil or mineral oil. It's been on there 15-20 minutes. I'm going to go across with some steel wool, just lift all the grime out. I could, chances are if I give this a rub you're going to get some dirt. Not as much as I might have thought. If I keep doing this you will do, don't worry. Yeah, it's just a little bit, it's not too bad at all. Anyway, we're going to get that sorted out. That's pretty much all I can show you on this setup now. I'm going to get the frets done, like I say. Quite a bit, not too much wear on some of them, quite a few scratches though. They're not exactly level, with some dents in there. These could possibly do with, I wouldn't say a refret, but we definitely need a fret polish, which is what they're going to get. You get a fret polish included on a complete setup. So there you go, without further ado, I'll dob on with it. Right, so let's recap where we are with this guitar. There you go, it's all been cleaned up. Frets that need a leveling have been levelled. Locking knot has been loosened and tightened. The tuners have been checked for tightness. They've been tightened at the back. I've had to peg one of them because one of them was a really loose screw. Tightened up the screws on the tuner. What's it say? Tuners. Like I say, frets have been levelled, polished. They look a lot better with polished frets. I've also tightened both the strap pins, which were a bit loose. Done the electrics, take the knobs off, tighten the electrics, checked inside, make sure everything's working alright, make sure there's no hissing or scratching anywhere. Pickup heights are okay, we'll give them a wipe over in a minute. I'll check the pickup height once the strings are on. Tremolo's going to be fine in there. I checked the height. I mean, in all fairness, this came in, it was already pretty well set up. Everything was round about a recommended height. The neck had a bit more relief than I actually like. I'm gonna remove some of that relief a little bit. The intonation was out on a couple of strings. I've stripped and cleaned the Floyd. I've managed to get the arm in tight. To loosen it, you've got to turn it that way. To tighten it, turn it that way. And that's really as tight as you're going to get it. There's no wobble on there anymore at the moment. But you're going to have to do a bit of jiggling with this to get it right. I still recommend that we get a new arm for this with a new bushing. Get the Charlotte one for 15 quid. Absolutely bang on. You're not going to get any better than that. So that's done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the tremolo on, get the springs on the back, and I'm going to get the strings on. We tune it to drop, no, not drop D. We tune it into D standard. We've got some 1052 strings that are going on there. I'm not going to show the setting up of a Floyd or anything like that. We all know I've got plenty of videos on this kind of gubbins. I don't need to show all that. So that's it. Going to get the guitar back together. Going to get the strings stretched, get the Floyd set up. Long-winded affair can be sometimes setting up a Floyd. You've got to really stretch every little bit of stretch out of each string. You know, because if you don't stretch it all out, when you come to locking it all down and everything, and you'll use it once, it'll be straight out of tune again. Some people consider it to be a pain in the butt to set up Floyd Roses, and we don't like them for that reason. Now, I've been using Floyd Roses since the mid-80s, you know, over 30 years now, and I love them. But I learned to set a Floyd up properly early doors. You've got to spend time with them. You've got to learn how to do them proper. There's only one proper way to set up a Floyd, and one of the parts of that is making sure your strings are all completely stretched, you know. So worth doing, worth learning. I have only ever known people that don't know how to set Floyds up complain about them. And what's that saying? You know, it's like anything in life, isn't it? Those that complain about something are the ones that have never tried it. You know, that equates to a lot of things in life. So there you go. I'm not here to be a politician or to put people right and tell them what's right and wrong. I'm here to set up guitars, fix guitars, get guitars playable. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the strings on this now, get the Floyd set up, get it all done, and I'll come back once it's done and the guitar is ready to ship. I'll be back again later. Right, good day. And what a dark, dreary day it is. Middle of summer again, England. What do you reckon? What happened to them long summers we used to have, eh? I think we had one good week, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago? Right, just coming up to my birthday, well, up until beyond my birthday was 26th of June. So, since then it's been dire, hasn't it? Anyway, let's move on. Schecter the Inspector, Schecter Diamond Series C-1 Blackjack ATX, Floyd Rose, blah 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 blah, completely set up absolutely beautiful, nice low action on there. Couple of issues with this guitar. But let's go through what I've actually done to the guitar. It's had a complete setup. It's had the nut taken off, tightened up, put back together. The tuners have all been tightened. The tremolo's been stripped, rebuilt and set up. I've done the electrics. One of these was loose. I've also, this morning, this one was scratching when I got it plugged in. I've got it a squirt of, took the cover off, got a squirt of a pot, a squirt of service oil, cleaned it all up. There's no scratching on the pots at all now. You look at the tremolo. We've got all the tuners virtually halfway and level. It's in bang on tune. I've had a play on it this morning. Sounds really nice. Another issue we've got is with one of these locking nuts. The thread on this one, or the hex keyhole, is stripped. I actually had to tighten that up with some pliers. I would suggest, I don't have any of these in my parts drawer, so I would suggest getting a replacement one of these. Get that replaced. You're going to have to remove it with pliers. Your Allen key ain't going to work. Also, the arm in the tremolo was not working correctly. Now what I've done is, as explained earlier, I've stuck a rubber grommet in there and we've got it working. The rubber grommet stays in. I'll show you where we are with this. Basically, tighten as like such. And there you go, it's tight, it's not rocking, it's going to work fine, but that rubber grommet is not going to hold forever because it's not meant to be in there. You can still use a tremolo, get it to where you want it tight, you just roll it back just for hanging there, and if you want it stationary, you're there. So it will work, I just don't know how long it's going to last. So that is the guitar set up and done. I've had a play on it this morning. Sounded really nice. I've been playing some just some regular acoustic type stuff. Sounds really nice. I've also had it full blown distortion, but I'm not going to do that this morning. But Sounds really nice, beautiful guitar. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get some nice crunch on this as well. Beautiful guitar. Like I say, it's all ready to go. Also giving it a clean. Looks absolutely fantastic. Beautiful weight to this guitar. Nice action. Nice straight neck for a little bit of relief from here. Less relief it was on it originally. I think it's going to play superb. The tremolo, let's just show you the tremolo floating position of the tremolo. I think you're going to be pretty good there. Absolutely beautiful. So that's it. Guitar is ready to go. So I'm going to let Jason know, and he can pick it up when he wants to. I told him Thursday, he can pick it up today if he wants. All done. So as always, till the next project, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.